I know I started this a little bit ago, but then my buddy Charles Faulkner was on having a few uh, teaching moments, so I decided to join him. And I did a chapter earlier tonight. This is episode 4 of Diary of a Mad Snowman, and it's not one I had scheduled to do. The one I have scheduled for tomorrow is going to remain. It's just going to be episode 5 instead of episode 4. I entitle this piece, Don't Ever Give Up. Just when you think the world cannot deal you any more blows, just when you think the world cannot deal you any more curveballs or off script plays or improvisational situations, don't ever give up. I am a testament to not ever giving up. But I will be one to tell you honestly, I've had my moments. I've had plenty of moments where I wanted to just say fuck it and throw in the towel and never do this again and never be an inspiration anymore because I would always think what's the payoff? You know what the payoff is? Being there for someone who doesn't have a voice. Being there for someone who is on their last legs. Being there for someone who is like hanging on by a thread. And I mean that, hanging on by a thread. I can't tell you how many threads I've hung on. I can't tell you how many times I've hung on by a thread and how many times I nearly said, screw it. But don't ever give up, especially you, black man. Don't ever give up. Don't ever quit because that's what this world wants you to do. It wants you to get so worn down and so tired that you want to just quit, that you want to just say, you know what? I'm done. That's what they want. That's what this world wants. That's what the cruelty of this world wants. The cruelty of this world wants you to just lay down and die. Wants you to just say, you know what? I can't handle it anymore. To not give your best. To not give your all. Give your all every day, but know what your limit is. Give your all every day, no matter who says what, no matter who decides or tries to tell you that you can't do this or you can't do that. When I was on my way home tonight from dropping my daughter off at work, I spoke a couple of sentences aloud that gave me some confidence. Do I have a long way to get there? Absolutely, I do. Absolutely. And I know that. But you know what I said? I said I would get my optimum health back after beating cancer, after having one of my toes amputated, after the lifelong struggle with my weight and with sugar and with every other eating problem or bad eating habit or bad food I can put in my system. I'm going to get my optimum health back. After the blood clots, which is what started all this 3 years ago. It was blood clots that started all this 3 years ago. It was blood clots that landed me in the hospital. It was blood clots that led to my pancreatic cancer. To the point where Duke University Cancer Center said, he's done. I'm not done. And neither are you, men. Neither are you. It's unfortunate that my dad's not here to show the ultimate testament of a fight against cancer. But I am. And I am his seed. And damn it, I'm going to keep spreading this story with such a positive influence. And I hope that I influence a lot of men, black men especially, to never, ever give up. Don't ever give up, black man. No matter how many times you're told no, no matter how many times you're told you have to think realistically, no matter how many times you are told you can't chase your dreams anymore, no matter how many times you are told and have it shoved in your face and down your throat, and in many instances up your ass, about being locked into this society and into this realm, into the realm, I'll say it, of mediocrity. Don't ever give up on your dreams. Don't ever give up on life. This is from a fellow who has been there. This is from a fellow who has, who's in many cases is often still there. In many cases, who is still there. I've fight and have fought depression so many times. I continue to fight depression. There are days where it gets such the best of me with things that are going on that I think, you know what, this is it. This is the end of me. Don't let it be. Don't let it ever be the end of you. Don't let it ever cause you to lose sight of what you want and what you need and what you would like to have. Don't ever let it get to the point where you can't bounce back. Emotional as hell, you better believe it. Will life come at you even harder than ever when you have this firm belief? But don't stop either. I have to tell myself that on a daily basis. My children have to tell me that. And especially my beautiful wife has to tell me that on a daily basis. She would bluntly say to me, you're a grown ass man. Figure it out. I'll help you. It's one thing when you're told to figure it out. It's another thing when you're told to figure it out and it's coupled with, I'll help you figure it out. But there are many times it comes with some very hard questions. Very hard questions. If you like what you're hearing, like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe to the new channel for Diary of a Mad Snowman, because beginning with episode 5, this is where it's going to be housed. And if you feel the need, hit the Cash App, $ Tallman Dr. K50, and donate via PayPal, because I'm doing this to not only help men, but to help my family. I said this in episode 1. What happens when a man's ability to help his family is suddenly taken away? You think he won't go batshit? You think he won't go crazy? I am a testament to that. Sick Diggy's in the house. What's up? You think a man won't go crazy when the ability to help his family is suddenly taken away from him, either by unfortunate circumstance, especially, let me put an especially in there, by unfortunate circumstance? You think it won't drive him nuts? You think it won't put him on the brink of saying, fuck it, I'm done? Oh yeah, I know many a man who have been there. I've been homeless quite a few times, and I look into those men. I looked into those men's eyes, and they saw the same thing. They saw the same thing that I saw. The end of the road. Some of them unfortunately didn't make it. A few of us did, and I'm glad for the few of us who did. It's unfortunate that the many who didn't make it saw the end of the line before a bunch of us could get together and pull them back from the cliff, or someone could get there and pull them back from the cliff. What do you do in that situation when you're right on the edge of the cliff and you're ready to step off and not come back? You know how dangerous that is? You know how crazy that sounds, but you know how realistic it is when it comes to the plight of a black man? You're talking to one. You're listening to one. When I got diagnosed with blood clots and with pancreatic cancer and I couldn't work, you know how much that hurt me? It hurt because I couldn't help my family. I couldn't help my wife and I couldn't help my children. I couldn't get around as much as I wanted to. It led to a decision to move from North Carolina back to Indiana. Dr. Faulkner, welcome to you. There are some days, black men, where we just say we can't take this anymore, where we are just hanging on, where we're just there, where we're just on the edge. And that's the best way I can put it right now. Matter of fact, that's the only way I can put it right now. When you're just on the edge and you don't know what to do, being on the edge, do you step off and not come back, or do you fight back? And if you fight back, how hard do you fight back before the next curveball comes at you and you're knocked off the cliff again? And you're right, Sick. A man believes he is a failure when he's unable to provide for himself and his family. You're talking to a guy who's there. I beat cancer and I still can't get help from the state of Indiana. Hell, I don't think I could ever get help from the state of North Carolina. And we lived there 2 years. I know this is a piggyback off of episode 1 that opened this diary, but I want y'all to be with me for a moment and take a listen. When a man's ability to help his family is taken away, and subsequently his family is taken away, if that's not the sign for him to give up, I don't know what is. When I was laying in that hospital for some 13 days after my surgery, all I kept thinking was, I can't wait to get the hell out of here and find ways to help my family again. Even though there was only one vehicle between us, even though we were going through a lot of problems with family right now, the night I woke up after my surgery, April 4, 2022, I went in at noon. I woke up at 6:30. I saw my wife, and that's the only person I needed to see. I later saw my children, including Cheyenne, and it gave me hope. And Sick just gave me a great comparison. It comes down to men being human doings and instead of being human beings. Well, we're human beings, God damn it. I'm borrowing from the movie Network, and Peter Falk delivered the line, we're human beings, God damn it. Our life has value. And the sooner people realize that, the better society will be. Do you know what will happen to society if men stopped being human beings? If men stopped being human doings, society would absolutely crash. It would crash right then and there. I should know. I nearly crashed several times. I nearly crashed several times, several hundred times over. When I mean just that, several hundred times over. I nearly crashed. I nearly crashed, man. I nearly, even though I've been happily married to Jody for almost 5 years now. It'll be 5 years in June. We've been together happily for 6 years. And boy, we've been through hell. It helps us have something to live for. You're right, Alexander. Family is the best thing. It is. And my family means the world to me. Y'all know that. For those of you who don't know it, you know it now. That's why I'm doing this journal. That's why I'm doing this journey. That's why I'm doing this diary. Charles gave me the suggestion and I'm rolling with it. I never was shy about the 2 reasons I'm doing this diary. Number 1, to get some feelings out finally. And number 2, to use it to financially help my family, as well as my sportscasting. I actually had people, and y'all are going to think I'm crazy when I say this. You think man killing it tells you a story? Men who are really out there killing it right now and living their best lives gives me motivation and gives me hope. I hope I read that question correct, Charles. I'll repeat a question I said before. Do you know how many times I've been close to the edge, close to stepping off and not coming back and saying, I don't give a fuck anymore? Shows what happened. Comic book series Y, The Last Man. It shows what would happen to the world if men and boys disappeared. I have not read that comic book, but boy, I can feel it. I can feel it. I will disclose this to y'all right now, and I want y'all to understand where I'm coming from with this. When I was laying in the hospital, either with problems from even with the blood clots, cancer surgery, some side effects from the surgery and from the medicines I'm taking. And it's a cocktail of medicines that I have to take twice a day. You know how many times I've been in such fear that Jody and my family would leave me because I'm not doing anything for them. And I've allowed people to put it in my head that she would. I had to believe that she's not going anywhere. I had to believe that my family is not going anywhere. My daughter Cheyenne sat here in this studio with me and said, Daddy, we're not going anywhere. She looked me in the eye and said, Daddy, we need you. More than anything, we need you. Like, share, and subscribe, and hit the Cash App, please. And I beg of you to hit the Cash App because it's going to help my family more than y'all will ever know. If nothing else, it'll help keep the bills paid around here and some groceries in the house. And it'll give me a chance to help my family. It'll give me a chance to take some pressure off of my wife. When I see the exhaustion on her face from coming in from work, and I give her a massage to relax her, that's when I think, okay, now my duty begins because I can take my daughter to and from work. And doing that tonight took a load off my back. And I did an episode earlier tonight where I talked about the abuse I went through. And believe me, a man does get abused. I'm going to do a follow-up to that probably tomorrow. It is tough being a man. It is tough being a black man. Let me just be even more specific, and let me just say it as real as I can. It's tough being a black man in this world. It's even tougher being a black man in this country because you already have 2 strikes against you. You're a man and you're a black man. You already have 2 strikes against you. And for me, breaking into the sportscasting industry gives me a 3rd strike. Listen to my voice. And yet, I know so many black broadcasters, it's not even funny. And many of them have told me they draw inspiration through me, including Dave Sims, the fabulous TV voice of the Seattle Mariners, including Robert Ford, the radio play-by-play voice of the Houston Astros, the only black lead play-by-play voice in Major League Baseball, by the way. So who the fuck says I can't do the same thing at age 51 or 52 and beyond? It's a heavy cross that we bear. You're right, Alexander. It's a very heavy cross, and some days we can't bear it. Some days we're just so afraid to bear it. And I'm speaking from personal feelings. You know why we're afraid? You absolutely know why we're afraid to bear that cross. I can tell you from experience, we're afraid to bear that cross because of all the eyes that are glued to us. Michael Jordan said it in his book. I wake up some days and every eye in the world is staring at me and I feel the eyes crawling on my skin. Find the lie. You don't have to be Michael Jordan to feel that every eye in the country and in the world is upon you. That every eye is on your skin and it's making your skin crawl and it makes you hurt. It makes you hurt, man. The heaviest cross to bear is to be a black man in this country. And even heavier cross to bear is what you would do for your family. But God damn it, you continue to do it. You continue to do it. We're human beings, God damn it. Dr. Charles Faulkner asked a very, very good question, which I will expand on in a later episode. When are you going to stop taking a bad deal? And I mean that from a dating aspect. And like I said, I'll touch that at a different time. I just want this to be an open letter to black men, to men in general, but to black men specifically, never to give up. Don't ever give up on what you want. Don't ever give up on what you desire, because the moment you give up, someone will pick it up and run with it. And then you'll be looking back going, I should have kept that going. For me, it is professional as well as personal. It is quite personal that I keep this going. What I said when I stepped out of the car tonight, and thank you to my son, Dakota, and to my wife for helping me fix my car. I may not be the most knowledgeable when it comes to vehicles, but I've learned a lot from them in the past 5 years. Just when you think you cannot climb that final mountain, you find the strength to do it. There are some days I thought I would never find the strength to do it, especially after my right big toe got amputated and took me out of action for a little over a month. And it put the onus on my wife to drive my daughter to and from work, to the point where Jody and I had a discussion of putting down our dog, Lucy, and we thought we couldn't do that. All Lucy was trying to do was fix a problem that I couldn't even detect because of my neuropathy. One of these nights, I'm going to let Lucy back in the room, and she's going to start cuddling with us again. But every day I was in the hospital, Jody was there. No matter how many times I was in the hospital, Jody was there. And yes, she still continues to bust her ass at her job on a daily basis. She is a keeper, Alexander. Jody K is every bit of a keeper. I'm not going to stop fighting. Not for her, not for Cheyenne, not for Carmen, not for Dakota, not for Sonia, not for my grandchildren. Anything, and I do mean this, anything that happens to them, my ass is going to jail. Because as a husband, I am sworn to protect them with my life. And God damn it, I will. I nearly gave up on love until Dr. K came along. I nearly gave up on life until Dr. K came along. What's up, All-Star G? I nearly gave up on life until Dr. K came along. I mean, every bit of that. If it can happen for me, black man, it can happen for you too. What are some of the dreams that you got? I want the guys to to really get active in the comments here. What are some of the dreams that you guys have, but were forced to give them up for a time or for all time? You know what people are trying to tell me to give up? My microphone. I'll be damned if I give that up. It's like Charles said, I'm being in control of my own narrative. Period. I am telling my story one chapter at a time or one episode at a time. And believe me, there will be audios of this available. We're human beings, damn it. Our lives have value. We are men. We are black men. And we must keep going. But we're human beings, damn it. We're not human doings. We're human beings. And the sooner that the world realizes that, the better. Which prompts this question: will the world ever realize it? And in back of that is a better question: will the world ever give a damn about it? And so far, both of those answers seem to be no. Well, I give a damn. I give a damn about everybody that comes onto my my sportscast, my sports show, that gets active in the chat with us, the fellows that I work with, the women that I work with. I do give a damn. No, a dream that people say won't become a reality for me is to have Snowman Multimedia take over as the leading, as a $1 billion sportscasting company. I've had people say to me, well, what makes yours different than ESPN? It's easy. Honesty. What makes my sports talk show different? I say things real, and every member of my crew does the same thing. We actually have discussions. We actually relay the facts of what's going on. Yeah, you heard it here first. I plan to turn over my first $1 billion by Christmas of next year. If not my first $100,000 by Christmas of next year. Hell, let's do it in stages. I plan to turn over my first $100,000 by Christmas of next year. The following Christmas will turn into $1 million, and the Christmas after that will turn into $1 billion. And when that first 100,000 happens, I make a call to my wife and I said, baby, and I'm going to tell her, baby, you can quit. I got us from here on out. You know how much of a relief and a joy that's going to be when that happens? Not only is that going to be a relief and a joy, it's going to be right. I saw my dad do it for many years for our family. I saw my granddad do it for his family, and I'm next. And it's more than just being a human doing. It's being a human being. It's being there. Beginning next year, I'm going to add 3 zeros to my income. I'm going to add 3 zeros to my income each and every year. Thank you, Charles, for posting the Cash App. Much appreciated. If y'all can donate to the Cash App so I can help my wife and I get through the next couple of weeks and I can help out around the house and with the family, that would be absolutely appreciated. Because of my toe amputation, I'm on a knee scooter right now and I'm sitting in a wheelchair. And even though these two things are going to be temporary, listen, let me tell y'all this. When my toe got amputated, my right big toe got amputated, my doctor used that word. It knocked me sideways. It knocked me sideways. Seriously. I didn't know how to handle it. I learned. Appreciate you, Alexander. Thank you. I got some merchandise coming up soon, and one of the logos is what you see on the screen. That will be coming up very soon. By the summer, I will launch my store in full. And use the hashtag SnowStrong if y'all can. Matter of fact, do me a favor, y'all. Do me a favor to everyone who's here in the chat with me. Put the hashtag SnowStrong in the chat. Let's see how good the following is. Let's see how strong the following is. Use the hashtag SnowStrong in the chat. Because I want to be interactive with you guys as well as share my story and share my journey. I can't say what the roughest thing has been because there's been many of them. Losing my dad, my mom, my daughter, damn near my life. But something just will not let me quit. I want to help men find that. I want to help men point to that one thing that just will not let them quit. I have two things, my microphone and my family. I'll add one, a purpose. This is part of it. This is part of my purpose now. Getting this out to everybody within earshot. Getting this out to everyone within earshot. And letting them know you can't give up. There's no reason to. Well, I can't say there's no reason to because Lord knows I've had reasons to just throw in the towel. Lord knows I've had reasons to throw in the towel. I've had reasons to walk off the cliff and not come back. I had reasons to just leave. Run into influencers right and left, or people who think they're influencers right and left. And they ask me with derision, what do you influence? I have people like flat tell me, you're no good for anything. Well, I'm here to tell you, man, when someone tells you that, you look them in the eye, and you don't have to say it verbal. You don't have to verbalize it. Just look them in the eye and in your mind laugh and say, that's bullshit. I want to convey, if I leave you with nothing else, I want to leave that with you tonight. I want to leave that with you. I had a fellow, and I use the term very loosely, tell me, and I swear to God, he said this. He told me that when I contracted cancer, that it was karma. And on top of that, he said he didn't believe I had it. Matter of fact, I will read you the exact message that this fellow sent to me. I'll 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 send the exact. I'll read you the exact messages that he sent me. That he sent to me. Yeah, right here. He said, Tubby, nobody is advertising on that awful show that gets no views or downloads. Instead of doing that dopey show nobody listens to, you should get your fat ass in better health. A heart attack or stroke is coming. When I need a laugh, I tune in. Try something different because it's the same stupid show you've been doing for years, and that's why nobody listens. LeBron sucks. Golden State and 49ers, boring. And that's why you're lucky to get 2 views. Well, I'm going to tell you something, you stupid motherfucker. I get more than that. I got 4,100 today covering a women's basketball game. You know, that sport, women's basketball, which you think nobody listens to. This is the guy that cost me a contract because of a lie that he told on me when I was covering Marquette Catholic up in Michigan City, Indiana. He said I was touching 2 female students in an inappropriate fashion. That's enough for him. I gave him enough attention. If I can bounce back from that, from having someone lie on me and cost me a contract that was going to go on basically forever, that cost me a chance to follow the team that I have followed for up to that time 3 years. And my vindication was every kid on that team sent me a wonderful and sweet message that they missed me the night that they won the sectional championship. And they put it on their shoes and their ankle taping also. And I wish I was kidding around when I said he cost me that contract, because it was going to turn into a lifetime contract. It was. It was. Don't ever give up. Let me borrow the words of the late, great Jim Valvano, former coach at North Carolina State. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. Don't let anyone tell you you can't pursue someone that you want. You can't pursue something that you want and something that you love. Don't ever let anyone tell you. Don't ever let anyone tell you you're not worthy or worth it. If women can spread this message among themselves, and I know they do, and they need to, then we need to do the same thing, and we need to start doing it immediately. We need to do it immediately, man. We got to be there for each other. Getting all these past feelings out is the reason I finally started this diary. I'm glad I'm getting them out now once and for all. This is a form of therapy I sorely needed. Thanks for dropping in, Alex. But don't ever give up, gentlemen. Don't ever give up. This is one time we need to be. No, these are times. Let me pluralize that. These are times we need to be united in more ways than one. In more ways than one, we need to be united. We need to be together. Prove them wrong. Prove them wrong. Because the one thing that I have seen and continue to see is that the society at large wants to see men do one thing and one thing only. And what's that? Fail. And fail miserably. Go get some sleep, Alex. And thank you for stopping by. I don't have my phone, so I don't know if anyone sent me a Cash App or not. I dropped it off in the room when I went to check on my wife, and I came immediately in here. But I wanted to get this one out. I wanted to get this one out. Just when you think that you can do no more, there's an extra button inside of you that you can push. And I'm going to head on to bed myself. But I thank you guys for staying up with me as long as you could. I'll have a couple of episodes for you tomorrow. And again, I leave you with this. Don't ever give up. Giving up is not worth it. Giving up is not worth it. Giving up has never been worth it. And that's something I've had to learn over 51 years. Hell, I wasn't even supposed to make it to 50, and I'm going to be 52 in July. But the 3 promises I made myself and to my wife: I'm going to get my optimum health back. I'm going to help make us some money. And I'm going to help us get the hell out of here. I don't plan to quit, and I hope y'all don't either. Don't quit on me. More importantly, don't quit on each other. Just don't. It's not worth it. It's not worth it to allow society to win something that we have fought so hard to regain. And we haven't fully regained it yet. But damn it, the path needs to start back to us regaining society and our place in it. And we do have a place in it. We have to regain our place. We have to regain our throne. Fuck that. We have to take it. And the way we take it is by building something no one can tear down. So again, I say to you, don't give up. Don't ever give up. Pushing through is better than the alternative. If you like what you heard, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And also, don't forget to support via Cash App, $ Tallman Dr. K50. Have a good night, everyone.